What's cracking, everybody? This is your boy Lucky Loco, your favorite Native American YouTuber, content creator, just learning as I go. I know I'm not super exciting as some of the other channels. My story's kind of boring, wishy-washy, but you know what? I got the people that counts in my views, the people that comment, the people that subscribe to my channel. And I really appreciate you guys, man. I know the numbers are crawling up, and I definitely have to start making videos and contents and tell you more about my life and see what's going on. So let's get into the United States from Canada, because this is going to lead a couple stories up to the post of where I'm at. Okay, so I get to Canada. I don't have a social security number. I barely got ID. I don't have a birth certificate. I'm a kid. Okay, so I get out here to Pueblo, Colorado. It's a culture shock. Going from a big city to a small city, a little tiny town, man. Pueblo's small. And as I got to know Pueblo, it's a hard place to live, man. It's a really hard place to live. Right now, it just got voted the most unhappiest place to live. But then, who knows? That's maybe an outsider's perspective. If you've never been to Pueblo, Colorado, it's there's a lot of unity. There's a lot of love. There's a lot of compassion of the people in the community. You make a lot of good friends. You make friends that turn into family. But anyways, let's get into it. So I get out to Colorado. It's culture shock. It's hot, desert hot. You know, going from BC to Vancouver to Colorado. You know, the degrees is about 80. The highest like 60, 70 in the summertime. Kind of like almost like the Bay Area type of weather where it's like, you know, you got the ocean, but it's cold. It's like cloudy. It's rainy from what I seen when I was in the Bay Area. Now it's just a little tiny bit. But let's get into the difference, the culture, the whole different, you know, type of vibe. My stilo. The way I talk like a Canadian, eh? So I dressed different. I wore like dress pants, dress shoes, and like the whole wise guy, wannabe wise guy fucking type of look, right? So I get into Colorado, the temperature. It's hot as shit, man. So, but there's a lot of agriculture work, there's a lot of construction work, and that's, I get there. It's me, my baby's mom, and my daughter. My daughter's about maybe 1, 2. We get to my uncle's house. You know, the whole different family, whole different vibe, whole different Chicano culture that I'm not used to. Yeah, I've never even seen except for on like American Me or Blood In, Blood Out. So a Canadian guy coming over and hanging out in the community, and my uncle's wife gets jealous of my baby's, my uncle's wife, girlfriend, whatever, gets jealous of my baby mom you know, because the way she dressed, the way I dressed, she dressed, you know. But anyways, she was, I guess he was checking her out, and his girlfriend didn't like it. And so after about maybe 2 weeks of being there, my uncle kicks us out. His girlfriend kicks us out, so he co-signs it, and forever to this day, I'm still pissed off at him about it, right? So, but I'm already working, I'm doing roofing, and my boss finds out about it, my coworkers find out about it, and they're like, man, what a piece of junk your uncle is, you know, kicking you out on the streets with the baby. What if it's just you? I understand, but you got a baby with you, and it's true, and I felt that way too. So I get there, and I'm getting paid under the table. So, and then the messed up thing is they were still paying me in a check. And all I have is an Indian status card. And I'll let you see what an Indian status card looks like when I edit this video. So I get to working, and the boss is like, hey man, you know, you're a hard worker. You always show up. You got a family. I want you to make money, and I need you to somebody to security guard my property. So he lets me stay in a trailer. So we're staying in his trailer. Things is picking up. Me and my baby's mom just don't get along. I did a lot. I'm a kid, man. So, going to the nightclubs at 16, 17 years old, you tend to, I may be ugly, fat now, but back in my younger days, I was definitely with it. So I was out there, cheating with her friends and just being a stupid kid. So she finds out about it, gets mad, we break up, she goes back to Canada, and totally, takes off with the kid, keeps me from the kid because I was cheating. Now, that I don't, woman scorn or whatever, but I just don't think that's right. So, as I'm dealing with the pain, the depression, being, thought I had a family, had my little baby with me, and I still love her. And I start drinking. And I start coping with the skills of drinking and, lost my job at the roofing job. So I ended up being homeless. Started staying in cars, as I was telling you before, started staying in cars, I started staying in cars, breaking into houses, the ones that are for sale, for rent. I break in, go spend the night, take a bath, take a shower in there real quick, and I start getting into stuff. So I start working for a place on Lake Avenue. I started as a cook. I go over there, I'm a cook, and the cook's like, hey, kind of smell. So because, I'm staying in the streets, I'm homeless. And I told him, I was like, man, I'm homeless, I ain't got nowhere to go. And, the boss is like, hey, man, I got a coworker, or you got a coworker here that's a bachelor, doesn't have no kids, nobody. If you want to go stay at his place, he'll probably let you. So I come to work later on that day, and, I go in and fill an application. He noticed I didn't put a social security number. And he was like, you don't have one? I was like, nah. He's like, okay, I'll hire you. Come back, do a dishwasher. And I'm doing dishwasher. I meet the homeboy. He lets me, he's like, hey, man, you need a place to stay. I go over there, pass out, get up, go to work. And as a couple days go on, my boss is getting comfortable. He's like, hey, man, what are you doing later? Come want to drink some beers? I was like, all right, man, yeah, come on over. And then he comes over, and he has, maybe a case of beer. And I'm sitting there drinking, and he's like, hey, man, you want to get high? And I was like, kind of quit smoking bud or whatever. And he pulls out a big old bag. Yep. That white. So he starts putting on foil and getting all weirded out. And then I go to sleep and I wake up and he's still there. And he's like, hey, man, you don't do this stuff, I was like, nah, I don't. And then he asked me if I wanted to get put on, start hustling, and that's how I started hustling. Well, anyways, this is the reason I'm not going to get into the whole criminal stuff. But yeah, I start hustling, and he starts smoking. And he continues, and the business goes, he starts getting into his business money. He's got a nice house, he's got a second house, and he was going to let me stay there and drive this old school truck. So to and from work, but it was standard, and as a little kid, I didn't know how to drive standard. But yeah, as that business goes down, so I'm stuck hustling, and I know the consequences. I knew what I was doing, and it was to stay out of the streets, to get a motel room for a week, go get a place, go get an apartment. And when I finally did get to go, get a job, I got a job as a dishwasher again at a Chinese restaurant over here in Lake Avenue, over there in Pueblo. And I'm working for $4 an hour, 12-hour days, no overtime, no benefits, is cash. So he's giving me cash. I think I'm making 400, 800. I think it was 800 every 2 weeks. But I never had no days off. I didn't have anything to do. But when you're a kid and you're homeless and you got, places to go, get some, you get something to eat at work every day. You count your blessings, man. You may not have everything, but I appreciated it. So I'm doing this for about maybe 9 months, and I'm just like, man, I need, I need to go chill. I need a couple days off or whatever, and then I just quit. And then he was trying to tell me, stay, get you into your own place, co-sign your own vehicle, and I wish I could have stayed. But my dumbass, I wanted to go hustle. I wanted to go do whatever. So, catch some charges. Uh, but so catch charges, and this is what I'm going to get into on the second one. But right now, I'm just telling you about everything I'm going to get into and why I caught those charges. And so I catch the charge, I catch some felonies, and go to prison. While in prison, INS comes. They're like, hey, you're from Canada, we're going to kick you out. You're going to have to do your whole time. And I'm in DRDC, and I'm just like, oh, okay, cool. Send me back to Canada or whatever. I'm tired of being homeless, tired of struggling. And then, so, yeah, it was crazy. But anyways, the reason why I'm talking about this is because somebody was asking, how do you catch a felony and get into Canada when the laws are so strict? Now, look at the page. The page is like 3 days. 3 days old. I really don't mind. It's probably somebody from, whoever it is. I really don't care. But it was a good question. And I'll get into that. But right now, I'm just going to give you a sneak peek at how I got them charges. So I'm going to make the other one and show you how Native Americans from Canada can live here or in Canada. Peace. Thank you. And comment. Let me know. If you got any questions, man, hit me up. Let me know.